Alrighty, everybody, welcome back to the Bears Den. How is everyone doing tonight, guys? Hope you're all having a great night tonight. It is Tuesday night and talk show time. Tonight, Alex and I will be talking about, well, all sorts of video game stuff going on. We got all sorts of news, guys. Some good, some bad, some fun, some awesome, some bad, some good, some funny. Who knows? It's all good, right? Maybe, hopefully. Regardless, we sift through all the news sites in regards to video game news, so you guys don't have to, because let's face it, they're just riddled with ads. I mean, seriously. Try and go to Kotaku and start looking through their ads or start looking through their articles and then realize that the screen, you're only able to read like half of it because the ads are so prevalent. So, yeah, it becomes a pain in the butt. But either way, guys, we're here. We're gonna talk about some video games. We're gonna have some fun. Have a couple of beers. Well, a beer for me. Alex is probably gonna have multiple. Either way, we're gonna sit back, relax, have some fun, shoot the shit in regards to video games, and just all around have a good time. If you guys got questions, by all means, feel free, ask. If you have comments that you want to let us know about, feel free, ask, say them. I mean, neither one of us is shy in regards to like comments and whatnot that you guys may have. Couple of things are definitely going to be cool. I think he's dealing with his dog or something at the moment, maybe, I don't know. But needless to say, it's going to be interesting as far as some of the news that I have. But we will get things going when he gets back here, or at least when he does his pre-roll stuff. So, also, in case you guys aren't aware, currently I do have a community goal going on right now of playing Castlevania Symphony of the Night Randomizer, and possibly looking into speedrunning it too. Maybe even just also looking into speedrunning Castlevania Symphony of the Night. So if you guys want to see that happen, gotta contribute those points. The Bear Claws goal, guys. The goal is to get it by the end of the month. We're over halfway there, which is awesome. So thank you guys as far as being a part of that and getting things going. We're at 52% right now, so thank you very much. That's it for me, guys. Let's dive on in to how things are going. So in the meantime, I'm going to well, actually, you know what, there's only 20 seconds left on the stick, so it's going to fade to black.
Sorry about that. The dog had to take the world's longest poop. I let him out literally 30 minutes earlier. He was in and out. He didn't even care. And this time he was like, he took a magazine with him when he left. Dude. Like, I was like, he's not coming back for a minute.
Why am I not surprised?
Yeah. How are you?
Not bad, not bad. How are you been?
Good.
Good.
Been a little bit of a more relaxing week, which has been a little nice. But I mean, it's only Tuesday, so the universe can flip that off in about 2.3 seconds.
It's been a relaxing week since last we talked. How about that? We'll look at it in the positive. So
best video game butts and go. Ooh, Zero Suit Samus, right?
For wait, what? Huh?
Best video game asses. Best asses in video games.
Ooh. I can't actually believe I'm saying this. Overwatch did a damn good job too.
Tracer,
yeah.
Oh yeah, Tracer got a fine ass.
And I will say that coming from a gay man.
That's true. I didn't even
So,
think about that. That is true. Although to be fair, I would say McCree also had a nice little bit dunk and dunk. You
mm,
know what I'm saying? Like,
actually,
uh,
no. I will do you one better.
Solid Snake, good one.
The Bloodborne disc.
Oh
If you
yeah,
hold it just right with your fingers there,
yeah, with the fingers in the middle. Yep, yep, that is
can't
true.
get much better than that.
Solid Snake's a good one too. In fact,
Eh, eh,
that is definitely true.
yeah.
Well, because they highlight it a lot of times. Because I think it's probably because of the suit, right?
Mhm.
Because it's supposed to be optic camo, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I got some stuff to talk about this week. Did you come in with anything spicy, a little caliente?
A couple of things. Some weird things. I can't believe I'm saying this. Activision Blizzard actually did a good thing.
Yeah, I got a couple of those too. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, what?
Do you
How
want to
how's
just
that possible?
start off with that?
We can. Yeah.
Sure. Why the hell not, right?
Yep.
It's
All
our
right.
show. We can do what we want.
Uh, I guess I'll just start off with it.
Sure.
Call of Duty Vanguard, the latest Call of Duty from Activision. Um, apparently, in I forget the exact mission, people were all up in arms because there was actual pages of the Quran, the Islamic holy text, actual pages of the Quran scattered all over the floor, where players just walk right through.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yikes. I mean, could you imagine if it was the Holy Bible?
Yeah,
Like people
I
would
mean it's
fucking
the
talk
exact
shit.
same thing.
Right.
So they after it got out and people saw that and realized, hey, wait, that's the Quran. Why are we
That's kind of
walking
fucked
all
up.
over this? This isn't a
Yeah.
good thing. They kind of were like, hot fix.
Yeah.
Let's fix that now.
Yeah. That's that.
So
I mean, that's unbelievably stupid that nobody would think
yeah,
that somebody wouldn't be offended about that.
yeah.
Like, like Muslim is like, what, top five number of people on the planet who believe in that religious credo, you know?
I want to say it's like top actually.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
so really like because if it was American flags, people would fucking bitch.
Oh
So I
god, yeah.
can't imagine that like that no one was like, hey, maybe this is a bad idea. Like in the art department before it even got further than that, like how wasn't somebody like,
Mhm.
yeah, it's a bad idea.
Well,
Um,
the other thing is, even from QA department, because there have been times I remember back when I was working at Funcom, there were numerous times where like QA, we'd be voicing our opinions and being like,
mhm,
"Hey, this is not good. This is not how this would happen realistically." Or I
yep,
mean, yes, it's fancy video game things like that, but there's still some things the way animals act and like that. Because like the one that I can think of right off the top of my head, believe it or not, polar bears are extremely meticulous about cleaning their fur, even after they eat.
mm.
And yet, there was one quest we had where it was a polar bear that was just blood all over it, and it's like, no,
No, so,
this would not be how it would be.
yeah,
They were just like, oh well, we're not going to fix it. And it's like, okay,
okay, your game, but whatever. I mean, like, um, because I worked at EA for so long, there was always lots of legal bugs,
yeah,
with logos and shit like that. Like
mhm,
you end up having an eye for that kind of thing, like where this could get you in trouble with the ESRB
yep,
even.
yep,
So like if I ever saw a page of the Quran, I'd be like, yeah, dude, we should definitely fucking rethink this. Just make
mhm,
it a fucking newspaper with some Arabic on it if you must have that,
yeah, yeah.
Um,
I mean,
I got one that's
I was
uh,
gonna say it doesn't even have to be Arabic that would be coherent sentences, even.
right. It could just be
So
word. Like you ever read like in a movie how it's like dog is famous basketball player, and then you
yeah,
actually like pause it and it's like a story about the like news or the weather, and you're like, okay, well that's not
yeah, yeah.
that. So I have one about Activision Blizzard as well.
Cool, go for it.
Just pop this out real quick and just get this done because fuck that company. Um, Two things about this, which is kind of funny. Both pertain to Bobby Kotick. the CEO, the current CEO, who's been around for a long time. I hear you already keystroking off one of yours. Um, so number one, Activision Blizzard employees stage a walk off today.
Hmm.
They were even interviewed by several big newspapers and magazines, and they even offered, "Hey, you know what? If you want to protest this too, fire Bobby Kotick." Was the hashtag. It wasn't trending super high on Twitter, but it's still, I think it reached like almost 4,000 tweets. Um, and a bunch of their staff were like, "Nope, we're not coming in today." Bobby Kotick has had a litany of bro things about him,
Hmm.
and that's not even to begin about the amount of money that dude has made on that company and how much he currently makes as CEO. Like it's not Bezos level, but it is an absurd amount of money the way that like he's still getting that much money. And anyways,
Oh yeah,
so I thought that was nice. It's good that like, they're putting up the good fight. They're still fighting it out, Ugh. Um, because fuck that guy.
yeah,
Like he came out recently and was like, I didn't even know that I like people took my like bullshit as like sexually harassing. Dude, you've been in like five different like courtrooms over this.
yeah.
Like, fuck you, dude.
You had
Like
to
that,
have known.
yeah, that dude just needs to go. Like that dude just needs to go. Like you've already clearly made millions and millions of dollars off this company. Go away now, you know?
Yep, definitely. Um, yeah, there really isn't much more to be said about him than that.
No, and I'm glad that they're still working hard
Yeah.
to get some fucking real changes in that place.
Yeah.
Okay,
Um,
why don't you go?
my last tie-in to Activision Blizzard is another actual Call of Duty Vanguard thing. Uh, it's been out now for a little while. People are playing it, getting a hold of the campaign, the multiplayer, the whole 9 yards of it. Uh, do you have first off? Did you play the first Call of Duty game?
Yeah,
Okay. Do you remember how the campaign was like ragtag teenagers who barely knew how to wipe their asses, kind of, and then all of a sudden they're thrust into the World War II,
right.
and people they're fighting are the exact same, and they're just trying to make it through the day. The campaign is telling a story of these individuals. Apparently, the current campaign is just like, hey, you're like super big macho dude,
That's
and it's like,
that's been going on for years.
yeah, but the thing is though, like compared to where the franchise started,
3 years ago, they were on fucking moon bases
well,
on Mars. Like,
but the thing is though, this goes back to World War II, and it basically is taking a gigantic shit all over where they started the franchise, and it's like,
I mean, to be
oh
fair, fucking Battlefield One was handing out automatic machine guns during the setting of World War One, which also I was like, what? Like this could have been an
yeah,
interesting idea. Like, yeah.
yeah,
Also, did you see that Vanguard is well? Let me rephrase this. uh, Activision has said if we find you cheating, because they have a new anti-cheat system that is, I don't believe it's actually out yet. It's called Ricochet. It's a kernel system, goes all the way to the nuts and bolts of your PC.
okay,
Um, they said if we find you cheating, just putting it out there, we have not decided on what the penalties are going to be, but we can ban you from this game backwards and forwards for a lifetime ban. Your IP will be banned for eternity. That is the new Ricochet technology. They have decided, fuck you guys, you all got to go. Pretty fucking decisive step against anti cheat, which is great
yeah.
because cheating on PC is fucking rampant. So,
Yeah, yeah,
I just thought that was a neat little tidbit.
yeah. I mean, I will admit, as far as cheating on PC, it is rampant. Not to say that consoles don't have their own fair share of cheating,
Versions. Yep.
right? But it is far more rampant on PC than it is on console.
Yeah. That's why at some point, like I've been playing a lot of Valorant. I don't mind these kernel core check games. You know what? I have not ever seen a single person who's cheat in Valorant yet. Um, so I don't mind losing that little bit of privacy to know, like on PC, I won't go against cheaters. But
Yeah,
personal preference.
yeah.
Um, is it you or me?
You.
Okay. Uh, so I know we talked about this a little before the show. The Halo Microsoft gave us a nice little surprise. They had their 20-year anniversary Jim Jam that happened yesterday,
Yep.
and they were like, "Hey, guess what? Fucking Halo Infinite multiplayer, boom! You can go play it right now, completely free to play. Boom, bang, boom." That's awesome. That's really cool. You know, you love to see these little surprises, even though they already had betas and stuff. It's cool to be like, hey, here's just some good free news.
Yep.
Um, but to the other side of that coin, people have been playing it now and have been looking into the battle pass.
Hmm.
That battle pass is a slog, bro.
Oh yeah.
So, um, they, I did a couple of quick calculations just off of some rough numbers. Um, you could basically play an entire match, and be early in the battle pass, like before level 10, and play an entire match, and it goes up like I'm trying to do it like this. It's
Yeah.
like so tiny.
Hmm.
Um, that's bad. But free game, kind of get it. And it's their first attempt at doing something like this.
True.
Let's,
Yeah.
at
Well,
least let them
yeah.
go ahead.
Um, in regards to Halo Infinite, the one thing I will say is if you weren't directly paying attention to Microsoft Xbox and listening to them, it was honestly a very sleeper release.
Yeah,
No big fanfare on Steam
right.
page, no nothing, just like, oh, this is
Didn't even show
finally
up on
out.
like Kotaku or
Yeah,
anything.
yeah.
Yeah. And I like that kind of thing, just like fucking, we can play it right this second. Like,
Mhm.
cool, go.
Yep.
Um, the other thing that I did get that I don't know if you found this information. This was very disheartening to me. So you know how the first season of both these games is going to be in parallel,
Hmm.
and we're not going to get like, for example, we're not going to get that co-op multiplayer on Infinite until the second season, and
Yeah.
we're not going to get the
Forwards
Forge
until
until
third.
right. So I did a little digging. Do you know how long this battle pass goes until?
May
This
2nd.
first one?
May
Ah,
2nd. Yeah.
May
Hmm.
2nd. Whoa. So that puts the Forge out in like
A year.
2023?
Yeah.
Like that's crazy town.
Hmm. Well,
Um,
the other thing, to expand a little bit on the numbers that you did crunching as far as progressing through the battle pass, after having actually played it some, the way you progress through the battle pass is, yes, you need to play the game, but it's not just like, hey, I'm killing people and progress and gaining XP to play through the game to progress the battle pass. It's you have to
dailies.
do challenges.
Yeah.
That is
Dailies and
the
weeklies.
only way to progress.
Yep.
And
Which means they get people in the door
yeah.
more constantly because that's what they want,
Hmm.
right? Um, yeah, I don't know. It's the first time they've ever done it, so I'm giving them, a little bit of a breather, but it feels like it's a combination of them trying to stall for time, making this battle pass so fucking long, and just inexperience with ever doing a battle pass.
Yeah.
I think it's some combination therein.
Hmm.
Um, Still, if you want to check out the Halo Infinite multiplayer, you can do so right now. You
Yeah.
can go download it. Doesn't matter, Xbox or Series S or whatever or PC.
Hmm.
You can go play it right now. It's
Yep.
great. That's good stuff.
Yep.
So good stuff. Credit given where credit is due.
The other thing I will say that I'm kind of disappointed at with the battle pass, actually two things. Um, as far as I can tell so far, all the cosmetics, like all the armor bits that you can earn, you have to have the battle pass for.
Yeah.
Every single free thing you can get
Right.
is re-roll a challenge.
Right.
That's it. And it's like,
Again,
huh?
I give that up to naivety. Like,
Naivete? Yeah.
right.
Um,
Because like in any other one, yes, the premium stuff does have the better quality items,
mhm,
being outfits, skins, whatever,
yeah.
guns, whatever. But there's always still you get some like every 10 levels, and here's your arbitrary gun skin or whatever, you know?
Right. Right.
Yeah, I looked at that too, and I was like,
Yep.
yeah, all right.
Um,
I didn't look. It was. I didn't look at the price point for it. For the premium battle pass, did you?
$10.
Okay, that's okay. That's very in line
Well, okay.
with industry standard at this point.
Yeah, $10, 1,000 of their credits.
Yeah, space bucks
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah,
Which is the other thing I kind of feel is a little shitty of Microsoft on this part because okay, Splitgate. It's the closest thing we have to
one-to-one.
a one-to-one comparison.
Yeah,
During the Splitgate season, you can theoretically gain in the free battle pass enough coins to buy the premium.
yes, yeah, yep,
Not
yeah.
not an infinite. You don't
Well,
gain coins at all. It's all here, have my $10.
yeah.
Here's my $10. Give me my premium. And
And
it's
to be
like,
fair, if we're
eh,
just co- if like, if we're just talking battle pass stuff for a quick minute here,
yeah,
um, I play a lot of Magic the Gathering. I buy a lot of battle passes.
yeah,
I play a lot of evergreen model games. I don't mind giving you the $10, whatever. Um, you're right. Every single other one that I play, Magic the Gathering, gives you, I think it's gems back.
right.
If you go along. But it's not nearly the amount of money that you need to buy it. Splitgate, I think, is doing that because they're a new IP.
Mhm.
It's a smaller company. They just want motherfuckers in the door. They don't give a
Right,
shit.
right.
So whereas Halo is fucking Halo,
Yeah,
and they don't have to worry about that so much.
yeah, true.
But yeah, you're right. Like there should be some sort of like, hey shit, Rainbow Six Siege did it too. They would give you R6 credits, and they'd give you other things that you could only buy with real world money on those tracks. So like again, this is such a common theme on this show. Just do some research. Actually, go down the battle pass, see if you
Mhm.
like what's in it, and if you do, give them the money and play until you feel content with the amount of money you've given them.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if it wasn't for the simple fact of for Halo, the level 100 of their battle pass is one hell of a fucking awesome
Fine.
looking armor.
Oh yeah, I saw
Oh
that too.
god, yeah, it's like
Yeah, it's
a
pretty dope.
full like samurai set of
It
armor.
should be.
Yeah,
It should be, right?
it should
Like,
be. Yeah,
especially with the values that we currently are running.
yeah, yeah.
All right, you can go
So,
ahead.
um, alrighty. Uh,
By the way, hi chat.
oh yeah.
Part of the chat.
New World.
Yes.
They're
This show is amazing because I read like all the news every week, and like this is like there's so many topics that just keep coming up every week, and it just becomes like
yep.
funnier and funnier. It's like running fucking
Oh
gags.
yeah, yeah.
All right, sorry.
I mean, realistically, at this point, New World, Amazon Games, New World, they're kind of like, okay, this week economy on, next week economy off. Like they've literally got a switch here that they're just like,
It's like red light, green light.
exactly,
Like, yeah.
Minus the machine guns killing people.
Yes, exactly. But yes, sorry, not to interrupt. Go ahead.
They've shut off the economy again.
Yep.
People were discovered duping more.
New dupes.
Yep, new item dupes. They were duping trophies, which trophies are basically things that a player would keep in their in-game house, and they provide like passive bonuses to the
Oh
character.
shit.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
So
cool.
people were duping these and selling them on the auction house. So it's like, oh hey, this normally goes for 40 or 50,000 gold, and they were selling it for like 10k gold. And it's like, god damn it, guys.
Yep. No problem, man.
Uh yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So we're moving on from this exact same story that we had last week.
That depends. Do they get it fixed next week?
No, because then we'll just bring up, oh, hey, they turned the economy back on. That is literally going to be a story next
Yeah.
week. Uh,
If it
um,
okay, I swear, if it pops up again, I will not mention it.
no, fuck that. I will, because this is just good for me. I don't give
Okay.
a shit.
Okay.
We'll just have to learn to do it fast. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Hey, guess what? New world story, and then the other person can go, oh, is there an item duping, and they're turning it off or on, and then we'll go, yeah, moving on. Might have to be the way we do this new fucking system. Um, so yeah, okay. How do I fuck it. Fortnite, here's a nice fast one.
Okay.
Fortnite did end up launching Fortnite Cross Naruto. Dude, that series, like that game has got to be like third person shooter wise at this point, talking about all the properties that have been in it.
Hmm.
Dude, that's like the fucking Smash Brothers
Oh god,
of
yeah.
third person, like seriously.
Mhm.
And when I looked at the models, they look nice.
Yeah.
Um, look cool. It's weird to see Naruto with a gun, but you know,
Mhm.
get clapped, motherfucker. Like, but yeah, they look cool.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So, let's see here. Okay, here's an odd one for you. Bowser from Mario.
The Big Lizard or the chairperson of Nintendo of America.
The big lizard.
Okay.
Uh, in Super Mario Odyssey, the latest one, depending on the costume that you get to the end of the game with, he says different things. Yeah. And some of them hint that he's a little actually freaked out. So if you go dressed up as a ghoul or the skeleton, kind of obvious. He's a little freaked out because he sits here and says, and I quote, "And you're trying to scare me with that totally scary costume?" Question mark. Well, it didn't work. All right? Question mark. And you you weren't invited. And it's like, okay, so he's kind of stuttering, kind of like questioning himself a little bit. So it's like, okay, he's kind of actually showing he's a little bit scared versus like ghouls and skeletons. There's more though. There's more.
Okay.
The gold Mario. So if you dress up as like the gold Mario from Super Mario Brothers 2 on the 3DS.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yep. The pixelated Mario. The 3D representation of
Yeah.
the original Mario Brother. Yeah, that one. Clown Mario. So he's in a
So he says different shit in
yeah,
all of these?
the same lines. Yeah. So if you're dressed up as a clown, he's
So he's
hinting
creeped out by clowns?
he's creeped out by clowns a little bit. Yeah.
Huh.
And
Weird.
here's the really weird one. If you come into the final fight in your boxer shorts, so your nipples are showing.
Okay. All right. I feel like that's a bit of a stretch. I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's the nipples directly or it's just like some guy goes through your entire castle, killing every one of your like employees, and
In
then
his
shows up in
boxer
his
shorts.
underwear, and you're like, oh, okay, well this is a little odd. Like, imagine if John Wick showed up in his underwear. You know, like that would be a little unsettling.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of funny.
Well,
That's weird. Like,
well,
I get the clown thing.
yeah,
Also,
yeah,
doesn't he employ? I don't know. Do you employ dry bones? I guess you would
yeah,
have to,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So why would skeletons like bug him out?
I don't know.
Hmm.
Um,
That's a little weird.
So yeah, it is. It definitely is a little weird. Also, to rewind a little bit, as far as like if John Wick were to show up in your skyscraper and kill your henchman and like that in just his boxer shorts, it's like, well, I would assume you can kind of be safe to say he's not hiding any additional weapons.
Yeah, except for a fucking pencil. He killed him with a fucking pencil.
And meanwhile, if he was hiding any additional weapons, it's like, oh my, where'd he pull that out of?
I mean, dude, John Wick probably could like get his dick hard and skull fuck you to death with it. That's the way they portray that character.
True, true. So
Yeah, that's pretty funny though. I didn't know that.
yeah, yeah.
Um, what are we going to talk about next? Um, oh, do you want to talk a little something weird? I guess we can talk about something weird.
You mean we didn't just talk about something weird?
Nah, not to me.
Oh, okay.
John Wick skull fucking me to death. That's pretty much my.
Well, I was also gonna say Bowser being afraid of nipples.
It was weird. That was a little weird for like even me. I was like, oh, this is unsettling.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. So did you see? There's a new Dragon Ball Z game coming out.
Okay.
Okay, it's called Dragon Ball Z: The Breakers. Okay, and it is going to be an asynchronous multiplayer game. So think Dead by Daylight or Evolve.
Okay.
And one person plays one of the bad guys, Stell, Frieza, Majin
Okay.
Buu,
Yeah.
and 7 other players are hiding amongst a city while that city is getting destroyed.
Hmm.
Yeah. And it kind of has like a little sprinkle. You know what prop hunt is?
Yeah.
Um, one of the dudes, he can just turn into things. That's like what he can do in the show.
Yeah.
So like he can become like a potted plant. So if Dell comes into a room, he can be like, "Oh," and just sit there as a potted plant. And they're just trying to escape the city that's either it's north, south, east, or west city that's being destroyed.
Hmm.
Fucking weird, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was a joke when I saw it the first time. Like as it was going by, I was like, "This has got to be a gag." Like, there's no way Bandai Namco, with that terrible new logo, um, is making this game. But then the longer it went on, the more and more gameplay it showed. It's only like a minute and 30 seconds or something. But yeah, no, that's a real game that's coming out. I'm kind of interested to be honest. Cell can even. I'm assuming that all the other ones can too. If Cell eats another player with his tail,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
he can change from his bug form to
Into that
his
player. Oh.
into
Oh.
his
To the.
into his imperfect cell, and
Hmm.
then he can eat enough that he becomes perfect cell. That's what gave me the evolve vibes.
Hmm.
So if you kill players, you can go up your level that you're actually your form that you're currently in. I was like, all right, like if that's like a forty
Interesting.
dollar, I'll play that shit. Um,
Interesting. Yeah.
and 7v1, that could be fun as hell for us.
Yeah.
We just get a bunch of us on stream and just fuck yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
That could be really interesting.
Mm-hmm. It it really seems weird that it's like, okay, it's just run though. Yeah, I mean,
Well, no, it's not because the pig guy even fired a rocket launcher at Cell. Cell was on the ground and he
oh
ran up and he fired a rocket launcher at him, and then Cell started chasing at him. So I'm assuming there is a way to do some amount of damage to him. It's mostly like all those asynchronous ones, like Friday the 13th and stuff. There was still the
yeah,
shotgun, which could knock Jason down. It just didn't do anything,
yeah,
permanent kind of a thing.
okay,
Um, I just thought it was really fucking interesting. I don't know what madman thought that was a cool idea, but I agree with him.
yeah, yeah. Definitely interestingness for certain.
Yeah,
They kind of have to look more into it and see what all comes out of it when things wind up getting closer to release, I guess, for it.
yeah, I agree. But that could be really fun.
Yeah, yeah. Alrighty. Um. All right. Not to say that I completely and totally endorse pirating of games and things like that, but don't know if you heard, there is a PS2 emulator out there now. Well, not now, but has been out there for a very long time. And it can now boot, emphasis on booting the game, every single game in the PS2 library except for one. Because that one has specific hardware for it. And no, I'm not talking about Steel Battalion.
No, I
It's actually a golf game that it can't
yeah,
boot.
and Steel Battalion was PS3, not PS2.
Really?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was
Oh yeah.
Xbox and PS3.
Yep. Okay, that's right. Um, but yeah, so of the 2,689 games in the PS2 library, it can boot 2,688 of them. Of all the games it can boot, though, 22 are marked as 100% perfect. So there are no flaws in playing it or anything like that.
It's a
Which,
1-to-1.
yeah, which
Yeah, that's awesome.
is actually really cool. However, for the rest of the games, it's you have to do something special. You may run into crashes, bugs, whatever kind of thing. So, okay, not as
And that
impressive as it
library is
sounds.
fucking stupid though. That
Yes.
like size wise, like I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure that as of right now, the PlayStation 2 still has the largest library of any console ever launched or ever, you know, in any console generation.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure the PlayStation 2 has the reign on that.
I believe it.
Um, that's still a hell of a big feat,
Oh God, yeah,
you know?
yeah,
Like that is really, really cool.
yep,
And shit, if we're gonna fucking try to keep any goddamn generation PS2, good lord, there was so many bangers on that goddamn system. So
yep,
yeah,
yep.
that's awesome. I
Um,
saw that when they said boot, they also meant literally goes to the title screen.
yep, yep.
That's it.
So I mean, it's you could assume that if it's booting and gives to the title screen, you can play it. But it's also mm, you might run into crashes, bugs, things like that, things not working properly, et cetera, et cetera.
I mean, it's a
So,
huge step.
oh, go God, yeah. I still find it funny that the main reason why they couldn't get the one game, which was called Real World Golf, and apparently was excessively boring, uh, because it was like real world golf,
Real world golf.
nothing fancy or anything about that. Um, it basically used a Wiimote.
Oh, like a specific controller.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Uh,
that makes sense.
because what it wound up doing is you put on special gloves that are attached by wire, and you hold like a Wiimote looking thing that's in the shape of a golf club,
Huh.
and do that, and it keeps track, kind of gyroscopic and things like that. So it's like, okay, that's actually really kind of cool, especially considering this is PS2 we're talking about. That's actually kind of advanced for that.
Sure.
So,
Yeah. That's pretty interesting. And honestly, like fucking, once they get to 40% of like 2,900 fucking
Alex.
games.
Mhm.
Hey, buddy boy. Um, uh, is going to be, still an insane amount of PS2 that's going to be awesome to have, like that
Oh
they
yeah.
can backlog and just have that shit emulated at any point.
Yep.
Yeah, it's cool.
Mhm.
Yeah. Speaking of old school stuff, I would like to have a very tiny conversation about this. Did you see that fucking absolute shit show nightmare that is the GTA trilogy?
No, I didn't.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh.
So the GTA trilogy came out and it is, let's just say, less than fucking good. Uh
Mm.
Optimized like absolute ass. Launches on PC, doesn't work for 4 days at all. Period. End of statement. Uh the rain is so god fucking awful on the base version that basically if it's a downpour, you basically can't even see. It looks like white ropey cum drops all over the screen. Just huge ropey pearls being dropped all over you. Modders have already fixed that. Thank God. Thank God for modders.
Yeah.
Um, the lighting looks okay, but so many bugs of from the classic versions are still there.
Oof.
Today, I read that a 20-year-old bug from Grand Theft Auto 3 was found, where basically you can make a car to a point where it basically can't ever take damage again, and it becomes like mad wide. So it's like you get a tank that just can't be destroyed.
Mm.
Still in the game after 20 years. The hot coffee files. Do you remember hot coffee?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay. For those of you who don't, hot coffee was a thing where basically you could go into an INI file and click, 0201, and then you'd see this really gross sex scene that wasn't even gross. It was just CJ and some other girl wearing clothing rubbing up against each other. People flipped out about it. It's still in there. Literally, they didn't take out the thing that they had to recall the entire game over and then reprint new games. So that's still in there. Like, dude, they did nothing to
Mm.
fucking do this. People are pissed. Some of the lighting effects are nice. Some of even the character models are nice. Some of them are fucking ass ugly, dude. And let's also take into mind this is a $60 title. Dude,
No bueno.
dude, fucking unbelievable, man. Like, how many people on this show, like 2 weeks ago, were asking, like, "Hey, have you talked about the new Grand Theft Auto collection?" And we were like, "Oh yeah, dude, we're looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that. I
Mhm.
love that fucking series." Yeah, it was a fucking complete and total like Rockstar was like, "Whatever, who cares?"
Just
Yep,
push it out the door. Well, it's
cares.
good. It'll sell.
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't check anything. Don't really fucking fix anything. Make the lighting better.
Sad.
Unfucking believable, dude. It's
Sad.
unfucking believable. Um,
Ugh.
what was the other thing? Yeah. So yeah, but anyways, long and short of it is, it does work on PC now. Yay! The bare minimum bar has been finally reached.
Yay.
Um, yeah, it's unfucking real, dude. I can't believe how fucking absolute shite they did on this, which is again like you could argue that like literally Grand Theft Auto 3 made Rockstar where they are now.
Hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Yes, they didn't care.
Guess not. Oh well.
Okay. So I guess if
Um.
Rockstar doesn't care, then neither do I.
Yeah. I mean, it really does suck that they literally put no effort into making sure it works. I will say this though, at least they got it into the bare minimum of working condition faster than CD Projekt Red with Cyberpunk 2077.
I mean, kind of, but these games we're talking about 15 to 20 years are old. This isn't a
True,
new title,
true.
where they're trying to do game like changing shit. This is literally bringing a game from the original Xbox and the PS3
Over to
2 generations ahead,
mhm.
and you did fucking nothing. Like, fuck off, man. That is, oh my god, wow. So this literally is the lifetime fucking award winner in my eyes for cash grab of the fucking century.
Oh yeah,
Like, that
yeah.
is awful, dude. Awful. And to piss off all these people, we're just looking for new shit, and like all you do is crap out like a fucking. Did you learn nothing from what happened when the Silent Hill remake came out? Do you remember when that happened like 5 years ago?
Hmm?
How people were fucking furious. Like, did you not see that and think like maybe we should try to avoid that by putting in a little work? Put 8 guys on the project and let them just kind of chip away at it. I don't know, whatever. I'm personally kind of pissed off because I was really looking forward to that, and now it's like Cool. Seriously, you should see the screenshot of the rain. It really does look like cum. Just it's so much jizz. Like it's gross. Like ugh.
Okay. Uh,
You start reading. I'm gonna take a slash real quick.
Alrighty. Yeah, actually, in that case, I'll go with this one instead. So for those of you who play Destiny 2, good news, bad news. As we all know, back when Beyond Light came out, there was some activities in the game that disappeared. Basically, they removed was like 4 planets, and um, they also removed activities like Whisper of the Worm, Outbreak Perfected, things like that. So you could no longer uh, get the catalysts for those guns. You can still get the gun through the exotic weapon vendor in the tower. It just takes a little bit of grinding to do, but you can get them still. However, you could not get the catalyst. Well, apparently now, you can actually get the catalysts for Outbreak Perfected, Whisper of the Worm, and Fourth Horseman starting next expansion. They're going to be going into the general loot pool for all the activities, which is great. Because I mean, those are literally two of those weapons are weapons I do not have catalysts for, which is like okay, cool, because they're fun guns and the catalysts just make them that much better. But now it's like, okay, do I want to keep playing into the next expansion to just get 2 catalysts?
Yeah, there's not enough games in the universe to switch to, so
Yeah,
you've
exactly.
only got 2 choices.
Yeah. Honestly, I will probably be playing casually just to get those 2. But after I get those 2, it's probably just like, meh. Do I really need to keep going? Don't know. But it definitely is a little interesting how Bungie had gotten rid of the activities for not only the guns, but then the catalyst for 2 of those 3, and then for Whisper of the Worm and Outbreak Perfected. But Fourth Horseman, that one to get the catalyst literally was only available for 1 season like 2 years ago. That was it. They haven't done anything with it since, except for the first season after the Beyond Light expansion came out. They brought it back into a very specific loot pool, and then after that season, they got rid of it again. So it's like, are you gonna bring it back or are you not? What are you gonna do? Do you like the gun? Do you hate the gun? What, like, come on, Bungie, do something smart, please. But yeah, they actually didn't even specify why for Fourth Horseman they got rid of the catalyst from the legendary Lost Sector pool. It was
Even
just
the patch notes.
they didn't even say why. It was just, oh, yep, it's not in there anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, give us a reason, please.
So, talking on games that annoy, live service games that annoy you. You know how I've been like chomping at the bit about how fucking ridiculous Back for Blood's difficulty is.
Mm-hmm.
So for a second time, 2 days ago, the fucking developers, Turtle Rock Studios, came out and they were like, "Oh, yeah, this is kind of too hard. We're really going to work on this." I think that there is some bug that is in the game or the server, and that's why, because they went in already to try to fix it, and they said we changed the spawn rates. It's all better. Totally, you guys go and enjoy. It should be completely fine. Yeah, and then I went in and played like literally 5 more days. Yeah, no, fucking hard pass. So they came out again today and they were like, "Yeah, this was a little hard." It just reeks of something is fucked up and they don't know what it is. And
Mm.
so they took another swing at it today. There is a new update. So if you play Back for Blood and you have been angry like this guy has been at the difficulty, I guess we can go check it out again. Uh, but I gotta tell you, this is the last one. This is it. Like, if I go in again and I fucking come up around a corner and there's 32 of the fucking special infected, usually the same fucking one, spawning ad nauseum, that's it. I'm uninstalling. It is fucking dead to me. Um, I don't care that they're coming out with new stuff. I don't care that last week I literally told like what their plans are for the future. I don't give a shit. Like they are on my last fucking goddamn nerve. So quick update. Just wanted to put that out there since we were live service bitching.
Yeah, yeah, that's
I lo-
perfectly
I
fine.
love that. I love that you and I play different stuff
But they kind of
because
all tie into the same stuff.
well, and we cover a large scope,
Hmm.
right,
Oh yeah,
of live service, which is really cool.
yeah.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, fuck, me and my buddy Brian went and played that new update that I talked about 2 weeks ago for Deep Rock Galactic, and it's really cool. It's really cool. Good
Cool,
stuff.
cool.
Yeah. So
I
if you,
definitely need to check that out still too.
yeah, and any of you guys, if you play Deep Rock, go check it out.
Definitely a fun
There's
game.
even a tutorial that starts, that computer that's right next to where you go to choose your missions.
Hmm.
I like, yeah. So there's like a new set of things called industrial sabotage. So new mission types. Yeah,
Cool.
good
Very
stuff.
cool.
So if you're into that game, go check that out too.
We should do some co-op of that again sometime.
Yeah, man. I'm always in for shooting bugs in the butt.
Yeah, yeah. For once, we'd be putting bullets in enemies and not have the chance of them putting bullets in my butt for once.
Yes, that is true.
Because it always
Um,
seems like I keep getting shot in from the rear, and it's like, damn it, stop putting bullets in my butt.
Yeah, it makes me feel any better. That seems to happen to everyone that I play with. Like,
Yeah.
in a way, it's kind of nice because I always feel like I'm the guy who's like, all right, hold on, just give me a second. Let me kill these fucking five guys and I'll come pick everybody up. But at the
Oh
same time, I'm always like,
my.
God damn it, why is everybody going down so quick? Um, which sounded way more sexual than it should have. um,
you just wish you were there when that was all
I
happening.
do, I do. I like making things sound sexual. Um, so that was like two bonus stories. I didn't even have either one of those written down.
Hey, hey,
It
it's
was just
always a good
all
thing
up
though.
here in the
Always a
noodle.
good thing. Yeah, yeah. Well, to be fair, I think that neither one of us had written down Halo Infinite being launched.
I did.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
didn't. Because I kind of like summed up my list as of yesterday, about 5 o'clock, and I'm like, yep, that's all I'm getting. And
Yeah.
then next thing I know, I find out, oh wait, Halo Infinite just came out yesterday. Uh, download, install. So, but it is over to you.
Well, good. Then I'm gonna do one more live service thing because I play all the live service things. Valorant had a new champion launch today. His name is Chamber.
Mm,
He's
yes,
got a bunch of super dope abilities. I think we talked about it like 2 weeks ago. I brought it up.
last week.
Um, Last week. Yep. He's got a sniper rifle that costs money to fire. Dude, the audio on it like reverberates throughout the entire arena. So if you're at fucking A and he's at B and he fires this thing, it's like the God cannon. It's like super badass sounding. Um, Nothing really crazy yet, like because it's day one, but again, just if you're into Valorant and you're in the chat, and if you're or if you're even curious, new operators dropped. I like the way they do operators in this game, so you can outright buy them as Riot tends to do, or you can just play the game and it just gives you experience, and then it goes, hey, you can unlock a new guy now, and then you choose any of the operators, even the guy who's so I'm like this close to opening a new operator, even though Chamber came out today. As soon as I get that, probably tomorrow, because I'm like hard stuck in that game, I can just choose the new guy. It's great.
Cool,
um
very cool.
yeah. The skin price, the skins on that game are Riot priced, if that makes any sense to you. Do you ever played League of Legends?
Uh, yeah, I don't really remember much as far as how expensive they made things though.
Okay.
but I do remember it was like, hey, here you can buy the champion for say 1,000 dwarf dollars, and then like, oh, you want this skin? Oh, well, that's like your firstborn.
Yeah, the skins in that game usually range from anywhere from $10 to 25, and legendaries are sometimes $35. Yeah, and it's pretty much the same in Valorant. Like, if you see a dope ass skin for a gun, it might cost you 10 real world bucks.
Oof.
Um, yeah, it's a little aggressive, especially because of how many guns are in the game.
Yeah.
But I will say this, damn it, some of those are dope. I saw a dude. I killed a dude yesterday. Had this like pink kind of looking, kind of like a toy gun kind of looking thing.
Hmm.
Um, Killed him. It was a gun upgrade for me, so I was like, oh, this is better than this piece of shit. So I threw my gun, grabbed it, and as soon as I picked it up, because I guess it was a Christmas gun, it was actually wrapped in Christmas paper, and the character actually has to rip the Christmas paper off. Dude, that's dope, man. So I'm sure somebody paid out the ass for that fucking skin, but
Yeah.
that was cool. That was
Yeah.
cool.
That's a definitely a cool touch.
Yeah, it
Uh,
like so again, if you're gonna charge me, at least I'm okay. I get it. Like the value's nice.
yeah. Yeah. Alrighty. Um. All right. Here's one that definitely affects all of us because I mean, we all. I mean, who of us here doesn't have a PS5? Come on. Yeah, I know. I know. Normally I don't go into this type of story as far as news, but I something just kind of I was just like, you know what? Let's just look into it because why not? So Kotaku comes out with very typically lists of like top 10 of this and top 10 of that and blah blah blah. So they after talking with Sony PlayStation and like that, they looked into metrics and whatnot and found the top 10 games that are being played on PS5. Um the sad thing is two of them are PlayStation exclusives. The rest of them can be played on PC,
Anything.
Xbox, last generation consoles. So it's like playing them on I don't understand the logic of why people are like, oh, quick, buy the latest console and play a game that I've been playing on my old console. I don't fully understand why they felt the need to drop the 5, 6, 7, whatever $100 for the new gen console just to play the same game without even looking into any of the exclusives. Because the way the list wraps up, Fortnite was the top, and it's like
I mean, you could play it at 60 frames.
I could play it at 60 frames on my computer.
PC, sure.
Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, yeah.
Okay.
FIFA 21, uh,
Okay.
NBA 2K21,
Okay.
NBA 2K22,
Okay.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla,
Okay.
Destiny 2,
Okay.
MLB The Show 21.
Okay. I'm gonna guess it's gonna be Miles Morales.
Yep, Miles
Is it
Morales.
really? Yes, I'm the best.
The next one was Spider-Man Miles Morales.
It
And
is a PlayStation exclusive.
yes, it is. Um, Technically, MLB Show is not a PlayStation exclusive, though. It is also available on Xbox.
Oh, is that right?
Or wait, was it that?
Or was it on PS4? Because I
PS4.
bet it was, yeah,
Yeah,
PS4.
yeah.
That makes way more sense.
And then the final one, Demon Souls.
Yeah, that also makes sense to me.
Yeah,
Yeah. So basically, in at this point, over a year after launch, I mean, let's be frank. It's not like Xbox has any great exclusives. And again, I
no,
know
yeah,
the timing and stuff.
Hmm.
This generation is such a fucking like why anybody is like lining up to be like, yay, I can't wait to get my new cons. Like, why?
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
nothing to play on it. Who gives a shit? Like,
Hmm.
yeah, that is a little crazy. Um, but I mean, I guess I was actually playing a game of Valorant right before this show with a buddy of mine, and he was like, "Yeah, I got a PlayStation 5 because one of his friends sits on websites, and he was refreshing, and he texted him. He was like, "Hey, I literally can get you a PlayStation. Do you want one right this second?" He was like, "Yeah, I guess." Like, he apparently had the money sitting around and I guess whatever, but we were playing on PC, so I don't really understand that. That guy must have a lot of extra money sitting around. I do not have that kind of money.
Yeah,
I buy
yeah.
Lucky Charms and not the fucking store bought bag ones. That's the kind of money I got. Okay. I got Lucky Charms monies. I don't have sitting around PS5 money.
Fun.
Yeah, broke is really
Yeah,
the word.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I saw that article too, and I thought that was pretty interesting. Yeah, this generation is kind of like a womp womp in my opinion, and it's really only going to get worse.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We're coming to like a singularity point. Like,
Hmm.
although I have another story, going directly off this one. If you are done with this particular one,
Sure, sure.
Phil Spencer, the
Hmm.
head of Xbox,
Yep.
came out yesterday and finally made it official that the Elder Scrolls 6 will be PC and Xbox exclusive,
Yes. Yeah.
which means they spent, whatever 4 billion fucking dollars to buy Bethesda and ZeniMax and id and everything that's underneath that umbrella. Um, and so you will not be able to play the new Elder Scrolls game at all on PlayStation.
Yep.
Um, Funny thing is, he said this is the most like I don't want to say it was throwing shade, but it was kind of throwing shade. He was like, "It's not about punishing consoles; it's about uniting people." In a weird way, doesn't that kind of feel like you're throwing shade? Like,
So
so
let me get this straight. As far as Elder Scrolls 6, a game where it's effectively the sequel to Elder Scrolls 5, which has now been released, re-released, re-released, re-released,
re-release
re-released again.
definitive edition,
Yeah,
and then the definitive edition.
to the point where it's on pick an
Posters.
electronic device, it's
Right.
on it.
Right.
Um so you're now effectively saying, okay, we're going to take it, the Elder Scrolls 6, and have it only on Xbox and PC, in other words, Microsoft stuff.
Yep.
And it's not about excluding people, it's actually about including everybody.
Right. Right. I would be
Bullshit.
yeah, I would be surprised. I would be surprised if Nintendo didn't eventually get a copy. Like, well, you know what? The Switch ain't gonna be able to fucking handle that, so I
No,
guess it doesn't
no.
matter.
Whatever the Switch's next iteration is,
Sure,
maybe.
maybe.
But I mean,
So,
yeah.
I mean, but that's pretty big news, right? Because
Oh yeah.
like, so when Microsoft bought id and fucking ZeniMax and Bethesda, the fucking Sony kids were like, "No, that's so stupid. What a waste of $4 billion. They'll never make that." And now I'm gonna be like, "Okay," and we're gonna wait for all the memes to come in, and the PlayStation kids are gonna cry because, dude, not getting in on Elder Scrolls 6, dude. Again,
Hmm.
you're right. Skyrim has been ported to toasters and those beds that can do this, you know what I'm saying? like
Yeah.
like that's how many things that like that's on. So that clearly shows the entire world loves that series now, finally.
Yeah.
A little bit late, guys. But anyways, it's super fucking awesome that like they finally are going to be reaping the benefits of this. And benefit on benefit, I have Game Pass on my PC and on my Xbox, so I'm not even going to pay for it. Like, not only is it going to be exclusive for fucking Xbox and PlayStation or PC, I'm not even have to pay for it day one. It's just going to be available. Yeah, so I imagine that some Sony kids are gonna be a little butthurt about this. But is what it is, man.
Just a
Yeah,
bit.
yeah. So we'll see how that all shakes out. But it's pretty crazy. I was kind of thinking that he was gonna say, maybe a year or something exclusive. But no, he was just like, no, sorry, PlayStation gets nothing. Xbox and PC, you're all good. Um, but for $4 billion,
Yeah.
you know, uh, so yeah. Anyways, I thought that was pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah, yeah. Meanwhile, kind of expanding that whole Bethesda ZeniMax id Software umbrella there.
Mhm.
Uh, ID Software, id Software, whatever you want to call it. They're actually taking they're actually taking a lawsuit against a musician who wants to name his progressive metal band Doom Scroll.
Oh, like why would you do that?
Well,
Oh, Elder Scrolls and Doom.
that's kind of what I'm thinking, but like they interviewed the guy in question, and apparently he came up with the idea of doom scroll because he saw some person in some market freaking out and making a huge scene and ranting and raving and doing all sorts of shit like that, and someone referred to it as that person having a doom scroll, and it's like, huh? So therefore he was like, oh yeah, he submitted the copyright to name his band Doom Scroll, and on the last day of the 30-day waiting period, he then got served with papers from id Software.
So weird.
Yeah.
And again, is it like if it's like a new band,
Hmm?
like who gives a shit? That'd be like suing a garage band because they wanted to call themselves Elder Scroll Double Jump. And you'd be like, yeah, you can't do
Yeah.
that. We have double jumps and we have a game note. Like, that's so fucking bizarre. Like, all
But
right.
the same thing is though, this is not new for id Software.
No, I get that.
Because they've actually shut down rock metal events in the past that were like Maryland Doomfest and a podcast called Garden of Doom. They've shut them down as far as in regards to their name because hey, you have Doom in the title, you clearly can't use that word, and it's like give it a fucking rest. You're almost as bad at this point as the guy that tried to copyright the word I and the.
right,
It's like you're
right.
almost as bad as that guy now.
And that's so fucking absurd. Like, what do you fucking care? It's not like you know what'd be the cool thing to do? Listen to the band, see if he was any fucking good. If it was like metal or some shit, like put him in fucking Doom. Did you see like how they did the music for Doom Eternal? They literally recorded all that shit in Austin, Texas, and they legit put an online ad out and said, if you have a local metal band and you have an interest in being in the new Doom Eternal soundtrack composing, just hit us up. So literally all of the music and like I mean the composer was still obviously an id Software guy. But all that shit was like local dudes in just metal bands and shit. Like it's what an arbitrary weird ass fucking place to take a stand. For all you know, that guy could be like Doom Scroll, a polka band,
No, no, it was a because he did say
metal band.
it's a progressive metal band that
Prog
he
rock
has.
is very okay. Whatever. You know what? I'm not gonna. This isn't a fucking music podcast, but I would be like, excuse me, as a metal guy, that is a very different genre. No, like, but as a metal guy, seriously, that's a very fucking different genre. Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
yeah,
You know what's a
I hear what
progressive
you're
metal
saying.
band? Coheed and Cambria is also a progressive. Not exactly something I would put in fucking Doom. You know, I don't know. Whatever. Fine.
Yeah.
I spit on my screen. I was so mad right
uh,
Stupid. All right. Well, whatever. So want to talk about something else that might piss me off real quick?
oh,
It actually does piss me off.
oh, goody.
Excellent. Um, so I don't know if you saw this or not, but
Your eyebrow?
no, 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 that's just a little sweat from the anger. Um, uh, did you see this a couple of weeks ago? There was a picture from inside of a Walmart warehouse of a guy who was an employee at the time, and he was like, "You know why there's shortages?" And it was a picture of an entire huge warehouse-sized rack of boxed, all completely sealed cases and cases and cases of PS5s.
So in other
So,
words, they're creating the shortage by just like, oh, we've got five.
so w- now this comes out. So I dig a little bit deeper. So Walmart and Best Buy are both selling PS5s and Xboxes if you subscribe to Walmart Plus for $100 a year. You get in 4 days early on their Black Friday sales, and you can buy an Xbox or a PlayStation 5 ahead of anyone who could go to the shops. And Best Buy, their program is called Total Tech, $200 a year, and you can
Hmm.
buy them directly because you're a Total Tech member or but the Total Tech one is even worse because not only is it double the price, but you can buy them outright without it having to even go on the website like it is Black Friday. So I cannot fucking believe that now we're at a place where major corporations are becoming resellers. And if anyone does this, I know that there's quite a few people here that like or hanging out in chat. For the love of God, I know this seems like an avenue to do this, but do not do this. If we buy into this shit, because what they'll do for any of these Walmart Plus members or Total Tech members, they will see that you paid the extra money to get that, and then you only bought that one item. We're literally proving it to them that they can basically hold our games and consoles for ransom.
Yep. Yep.
So fucked up, dude.
Oh yeah.
What the fuck?
Oh yeah. That is absolute shit, unfortunately. And that again, that's all that these companies pay attention to is the bottom dollar. How much
Right.
of this can they get out of our hands, and what sort of shitty, shady way can they do it?
Oh, just become a member. It only costs you $100 a year. It's
Mm,
fine.
yeah.
And like, you know, and God forbid you fucking for like, so you sign up for it, you buy your fucking whatever, and then you forget, and then you get charged another $100. Just the way like I had Hulu for an extra 6 months because I forgot to fucking cancel it, and I thought I canceled it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
It's all these fucking companies get you, and
Hmm.
I just can't believe like after the bubble kind of popped on that like specific things at specific retailers kind of jim jam, you know what I'm talking about, like Arkham Asylum, or not Arkham Asylum, Arkham City was one where like if you bought it at GameStop, it would be the 1960s Batman. If you bought it at
Yep.
Walmart, it was the that finally stopped because we stopped doing it as consumers.
Hmm.
This is something that I am literally arguing ahead of time. For the love of nobody do this.
Oh
Like
yeah.
we cannot be doing this.
Yeah.
Just what fucking capitalism needs, another fucking way to screw us over. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
Don't need that. Please no.
Yeah. But like I thought that was and $200. I actually went to go look at the Best Buy one
Hmm.
because $200 a year, like what the fuck? What are you actually gaining from that? Dude, all it was basically percentage discounts on only technology. So basically, if you wanted to buy a TV, let's call it a $500 TV, if you paid $200 for this fucking pro, like you would have to buy so many things specifically from Best Buy, like your TV, your sound bar, your new fucking PC. There would have to be so many things to make that even remotely really worth it.
Yeesh.
Um, I
That
can't fucking believe this.
Yeah, that's
We live in a
nuts.
weird dystopian fucking future. Well, the beginning of a dystopian future.
Yeah.
Sorry. Goes back into the Alex Quino wearing a tinfoil hat segment of the show.
Hmm. It's
I was
par for the
thinking
course.
I might actually have to get one where like because every week I always come up with something where I'm like, corporations are taking over and you're all letting it happen. And there's just spit and but that way anyone can tune in and see me wearing the tinfoil hat and they'd be like, oh yeah, no, okay, we're at this part of the show. Cool, I'll
Okay,
just tune out
we're
in
good.
5.
Yeah, exactly.
Put this on mute and I'll be back. Anyways.
Yeah. Uh okay. Speaking of companies and weird things going on, um Steam Deck. Uh Yay, the Steam version of the Switch. Woohoo! It apparently is being delayed to all those who pre-ordered it and bought into the hype of it. Sorry to say it's being delayed till February of 22. So, sorry, boohoo. Um, Steam has still not come out and said what the dock is going to cost. It is sold separately still. Um, and the funny thing is though that they did let slip. If you have a USB Type C hub, that will act as the exact same as the dock.
Okay.
The only thing is, though, it won't be just standing it upright.
Sure.
So it's like,
Lay it down.
well, if you got a USB Type C hub already, why buy the dock?
Yeah, which literally you could buy for like $20 on Amazon or wherever, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. Considering that, I mean, they've already said the dock will not provide additional power to, so that way when you hook it up to your TV or whatever, so that way you can run it in higher resolutions like
Right.
the Nintendo Switch dock does. So at that point, it's kind of like, okay, the dock for the Steam Deck is basically a weird, funky adapter for plugs.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That
Um,
that's just dumb in my opinion.
well, and like let's backtrack a little here. The guys who are basically making the emulator for all the Switch games, we've talked about this months ago at
Yep,
this point.
yep,
They still haven't announced how many games are going to work perfectly and
yep,
how many are going to be acceptable. Because remember, there was going to be the check mark, meaning it
yep.
runs exactly as if you were at a PC. The yellow being it runs acceptably, and then the question mark where it's going to be like, yeah, we don't know what's going to happen. Download it, I guess, but
Good
I don't
luck to
know.
you. Yeah,
Yeah, might burst in a hot slag and fall over your genitals. We don't know. So we
fun.
still don't know. We still don't know a lot about this console.
No, we
Um,
don't. Yeah.
and that's another thing that's a little worrying, dude. It's the fucking 16th of November.
Hmm.
That means in 2.5 months it's going to be launching, and we don't have all the like numbers or data for it.
Yep.
Um, and I'm not going to call this an Ouya situation, but
It's
like
approaching that.
yeah, like well, it's not the Intellimax or whatevs, but like this is still one of those things where like the price point is a little pricey and we just don't know.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but you know, Valve being Valve, it'll still somehow print money and then probably burst into hot slag for a couple of people, but people will be like, whatever.
Yeah.
Um,
The speaking of on price point there, the one thing I got to admit, okay, for the base model, which comes with 64 gigabytes of internal storage, four hundred
which is
dollars.
nothing.
Yeah, which is nothing. $400 to upgrade it to 256 gigs. It goes up to $530. At that point, you might as well just go buy
Or
a
start parting out a PC.
an Xbox, or yeah, go buy a current gen console or part out a PC. From there, you can also upgrade it again to 512 gigabytes of internal storage.
Yeah, and
for
see that's the other thing. Oh, sorry, go on.
$650.
Uh,
Yeah, it's ridiculous to say the least.
Seriously, and FYI, the fucking if you most of the things you're going to be running on a handheld are going to be more on the go titles, right?
Hmm.
Like, fuck, buy a Switch.
Yeah.
Like the Switch has an actually really really great library of indie titles,
Mhm.
and like, FYI, indie titles take up about a gnat's dick worth of fucking space. So I don't really yeah, I don't know. Um unlike the Switch, uh which you can just switch out the fucking SD card basically. You
Hmm.
can't do that on these Steam Decks.
Yeah.
Like yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll just have to keep watching this because this is seeming more and more like okay, good luck with this, guys.
Hmm.
Like this is a new PS Vita in the making kind of a thing.
But the draw of the thing is that it's the power in a handheld. Uh, yeah, but at the same point in Krydos, I have that
And like
same
we don't
power
know
right here too.
and we don't
So
know what kind of power. Like they still are very elusive. They still haven't listed like final like what it can
anything.
run.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And again, a whole nother company is the one doing these basically emulations
Hmm.
from Steam to it.
Yep.
So if 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 fan doesn't basically port it, like emulate it to it, it's not going to exist on it. So that point is kind of moot.
Yeah.
Um, we're just gonna have to see. We're just gonna have to wait and see. Anyways,
Yep.
um, so talking on ridiculously weird company decisions. Uh, you remember how last week I was talking about Discord and the NFTs and
Yep.
crypto wallets and all that?
Yep.
So, less than a week later, Justin Citrin, the CEO of Discord, came out and he said, and I quote, "We have no plans to ship cryptocurrency builds." Uh, Apparently, everyone flipping out and quitting out of Nitro, which is their paid service for Discord.
Yep.
Um, Apparently, they did listen and they went, "Oh, no, 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 no. That was just like a test model thing. Dude, we weren't gonna do that. Don't be crazy. No, 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 no." So, the resubscribe button to Nitro is down on the left, right. You just click that thing, and you don't even have to hit the other buttons. We'll take you right from your credit card information right to our wallets. Um, so, in a way, that's great, because no one was asking for that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, um, so it's cool that they are coming back on that, but it is really funny that he was like he called it a build.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, that was just a build. Like that thing just came up magically. A bunch of actually, what's crazy? We weren't even working that day. We came in to work, and there was just this shit that was
Magical
built in.
thing. Yeah.
It came out of nowhere. I
Yeah.
think they were like they used to be cobbler elves, and now they're just moving into a more technological base.
Yeah.
So now
That's
these
it.
elves came in. They allowed NFTs and crypto wallets, but we had no idea that was going to happen. That was just like the Thursday we just came in. It was like, holy shit, what?
Yeah.
We're not,
Right.
we're not doing that. It's crazy. People would hate that.
Yeah. Right.
Uh, yeah, like it's super funny. But it is nice that like at least they're listening and like whatever. Um, so no NFTs, no Castlevania, always a
Ah,
banger. Um, uh, it's good that they pulled back on it real quick. Um, yeah. Anyways, sorry.
gotta watch out for those magical code fairies sneaking in and being like, ha ha ha, ha, we're now gonna make it so you can accept crypto and NFTs. Ha ha ha. Yeah, it's like,
People are
no.
gonna hate this.
Yeah.
And then they went to Twitter and pictured a fucking photo of it and then leaked it to Twitter. Man, those are some goddamn like really aggressive fucking like programming gnomes.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So fucking funny. But it is a good thing. I'm hoping because we've been talking about this. I'm trying not to kill our fucking stream by talking about this too long. That's exactly what happened last week. But
True,
it
true.
is a good thing to see another big company backing down from the NFTs and
Actually paying
the
attention to,
yes to
yeah,
what people are saying.
yeah,
So it's great.
yeah.
So all
Yep.
right, go ahead before I go on another tinfoil hat run.
Okay. Xbox Design Labs. Some interesting news there. They now have added into just the generic, like regular controller you can build on there, rubberized grips and metallic finishes.
Really?
Yes. Uh,
Huh.
however, though, there are two options for rubberized grips. Basically, and yes, this is not this is a 360 controller, but it kind of still serves the same point.
Sure.
The rubberized grips, you can get it on the side and on the back. So basically, where your palm touches and then where your fingers grab. Those are the only two locations.
Yep.
For the metallic finish, you can get the triggers, not the
Oh.
bumpers and triggers, just the triggers
Oh, that's kind of dope.
and the D-pad.
Oh, that's kind of dope.
I find it a
The
little.
trigger,
I
the
find
trigger is
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. I find it a little weird that it's like, okay, so you can get it on the trigger, but not the bumper and the D-pad. It's like, who,
Well,
who was the one that said, "Hey, let's leave the bumper out. Let's just do it on the triggers"?
well, because I think I would what I'm imagining is that they're trying to make it look more gun-like. Because if I had the option to just replace my right trigger, which, because I'm right-handed in most games, you fire with the right trigger, it
Yeah,
would be kind of slick as fuck to have that thing like chrome as shit. Like that would be pretty top. D-pad, who gives a fart about the D-pad, but that is pretty cool with the triggers.
yeah.
Um, yeah, that's cool. Did you also see this week? Not to waylay this, but Gucci came out with a $10,000 Xbox controller.
No, no,
Holy
no, no, not a controller. A whole Xbox
yeah, yep,
X.
yep. And it's got its own suitcase.
Mhm.
But who the
Yep.
fuck is this for?
It's
Like
it's Gucci.
Gucci Mane? Is
Yeah,
that is that who's he's out here Gucci Mane's like, oh
yeah.
fuck yeah. I mean, I'm
I,
sure probably that
it's
motherfucker
got their
probably is.
logo
Yep.
design pattern all over
I mean,
it.
to be fair, it looks pretty nice. $10,000 nice? No.
Yeah, I know,
Negatory.
I know, I know.
But $10,000.
Yeah, yeah. The one thing though I will say, as far as going back to the design labs here,
Mhm.
um, the base controller though now $70.
Okay.
You add on one option of the rubberized grips, that's $6. You add on the other one, that's six more bucks. You add on both options of the metallic finish, that's $4 a piece. You want engraving on it? That's another 10
Mm,
bucks. I mean,
so it's $50. So
yeah,
120 total. Oof.
yeah, it's a little redonkulous as far as like, what the fuck?
I will say this though. Um, so a few years ago when my girlfriend and I were still dating, um, she went on to the site. We played a lot of Xbox together, and she made one of those controllers. And she is I'm gonna make this extra nerdy. She's a Ravenclaw. So she made hers gold and blue. The Ravenclaw colors.
Yeah,
Um, and when she did that, what I did, like a fucking sneaky beaky, I took a picture. She was sitting at my PC while she was doing it, and she was like, "Oh my god, look how cool this is!" I took a picture of it over her shoulder, and then I ordered that exact same controller for her, like I don't know, that month or something, with her gamer tag as the engraving. But I waited until because they go on sale like 2, 3 times a year
yeah.
where it'll be like, a reduced price. I ordered, dude. I got the just that was the best Christmas present I ever bought myself. Like that was legit so worth that money. Like that was amazing. And it was exactly what she wanted, because I like that. Like it showed up literally was exactly what she wanted. So um ladies and gentlemen, if you are looking for a gift for your gamer partner at Christmas and you play on Xbox and you want an excellent beach and or beam flicking, may I suggest sit them down, take a picture from behind, bam. Don't put that shit online. I don't know why I had to circle back around. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
and honestly, I think when it was on sale, it ended up being something like $72 or something. So it really wasn't that bad.
Yeah, yeah.
Because the engraving's the most expensive, and then when I bought it on sale on that, yeah, all right, fine. Because I mean, shit, a fucking pro controller for a Switch, now a bog standard black one is $70.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yep.
and those things have fucking drift. Fuck those things. Like, um, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yep. Um, the one thing I'm curious of, and I don't know because I haven't been able to dig out anything on it. In the design lab, the controller that you customize, does
Mhm.
that come with a USB Type C cable?
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Okay.
yes, it does.
Because I was looking at
Um,
other controllers that they've got, and like that Aqua whatever
mhm.
doesn't. It's
Yeah, I
just the
know.
controller, and it's like, wait, I'm paying $70 for just the controller? You're not
Yep,
even gonna throw in the cable? Wow,
yep.
fucking cheap as hell, man.
The Labs one actually has the box itself is actually unique too. Like it
Yeah,
actually says that that's also pretty cool.
yeah,
Because if you're gonna do something like that, go all out.
yep.
Um, yeah. I only have one more.
As do I.
Nice. Might be a fucking nice and easy one. Um, is it me or you? It's me.
Yeah.
Do you remember how a couple of I don't know, so hard to tell since we do the show every week. Um, a couple of weeks ago, I was talking about that Vampire the Masquerade game.
Yep.
Okay. I found the name of it again. It's called Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlust. It
Okay.
is a no Blood Hunt. My writing is crap. So it's called Blood Hunt. They had a 2-week beta test. It is a PUBG clone. It's a battle royale. Um, After these 2 weeks, they have officially turned off the servers, and they said, "Okay, so after these reactions, we'll be pushing back this title until early 2022." Um, they are citing balance issues. Uh, yeah, I don't know. My thought is I didn't get to play the beta, unfortunately, because I like Vampire the Masquerade. I like the RPG pen and paper system.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I was thinking that was gonna be kind of cool. Um, But apparently after 2 weeks and their whatever limited numbers, yeah, people were none too thrilled. They weren't like, "Woo, yeah, gotta buy this game." Um, so they pushed it back, and the funny part was to me was that anybody who got the keys, they didn't turn the keys off. They turned the fucking servers off. That is almost a little indicative of like how badly that went, because like that means like they don't even want to pay for those servers to do nothing and just sit there. They're like, no, 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 shut all that shit down. Like,
Jeez.
what bills do you be paying in this house to keep these things on? Like, um, so yeah, yeah.
Eh, that
Thoughts?
yeah, that is definitely not good. The thing I'm very kind of curious of though is, well, not curious, but kind of reminds me of um back on I believe it was on 360. Yeah, on the 360. You remember Shadowrun?
Yes.
Yeah, you remember that giant shit show that turned out to be? Everyone's
Yep.
like, "Oh yes, another Shadowrun game. Oh, this will be so cool." It's a fucking arena shooter.
I bought it day one.
Me too. Me too. But I mean,
I
it's
like
just
Shadowrun.
yeah, same here. But
I
it's
bought that shitty one that EA made like 2 years later. They suckered
oh
me two
god.
generations in a row.
Ugh.
Like,
But I mean, it's just like okay, you have the IP for a thing that is not a PUBG. It's not an arena shooter. And what do you do with it? You turn it into a PUBG or an arena shooter.
yep.
What the fuck were you thinking? I mean,
Yeah.
it's like, guys, don't take chess and turn it into a first person shooter. It's
Yeah.
fucking not.
And by the way, Battle Chess was literally just chess where they just whacked each other. It was still just chess at the end of the
Yes.
day, you
Yes.
know? Like that's fine. That makes sense. Yeah, it like I was hoping because when I was reading about this when they were initially talking about it and stuff was getting leaked to the press and stuff, that like you could actually do vampire abilities, which again sounds really cool on
Mhm.
paper.
Yeah.
But then think about the balance nightmare if everyone can go invisible or fly or jump hundreds of feet in something that is traditionally two people at X distance and they just fire at each other, you know? Like what you're trying to do is fundamentally change that concept, and that might not be the best move.
Yep.
Um, but I will say this. Um, I don't even remember what class it was. I want to say it was the elf from that Shadowrun game on 360. Dude, being able to jump and just teleport, like I think it was 10 meters, fundamentally changed that game a lot. I almost wish there was more games that would do shit like that. But every other class, like first of all, it had nothing to do with Shadowrun. Let's just
Oh
like I
yeah.
didn't
Yeah.
wasn't
It didn't.
none of us were hacking anything or like
Yeah.
big ogres or anything. But I thought that ability was cool because there was like a level where it was this, and if you were in the basement and you were that elf class, you could jump even up away at an angle, hit that button and teleport, and you would land on the top level of it. That's cool. Like if
Hmm.
you gave everyone like a Nightcrawler-esque ability, dope. Let's go.
Yep.
So there are things that can be wiggle roomed and like workshopped, right?
Hmm.
Um, but clearly this missed the mark so fucking badly that they were like, boo. All right, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Yeah.
like,
Apparently. Yeah. Uh, speaking of as far as like game balance, though, going back to the Shadowrun game, um, Shadowrun. For those of you who don't know, there's a stat called essence. Everybody has the same amount. It starts at 6, and the more cybernetics you get, the lower it goes. In this version of Shadowrun back on the 360, it was not that. It was not that at all. It was elves had like 12, humans had I think 6, dwarves had 4. I want to say it's like what the fuck.
it was
Um,
basically like almost like mana is almost the way they treated it.
yeah, they did. Um,
Um,
which really,
missed the mark.
yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Because especially considering the simple fact of like, all right, dwarves could do like the magical abilities as well, but with them inherently absorbing magic, they were really shit on because like already they're sitting here doing less effective magic just because of that. And
And
it's like,
like honestly, I gotta tell you, if you mixed that idea with Valorant, where characters had individual like abilities that they could do, kind of like Overwatch kind of a thing,
mhm,
that could be done. The balancing would be a fucking nightmare.
yeah,
But like that, I think that could be done. I think that there's like and this is House Quino designer guy talking. I think that there's a lot of wiggle room in stuff like that. Like, especially when you take a pen and paper game and you want to apply it to something else. But just because a game has guns in it, like Shadowrun, doesn't necessarily mean it should just be a first person shooter at the end of the day.
right.
Um, and if you're gonna do that, like the other things that kind of killed that game, man, this is just, hey, you guys want to hear a fucking biography about a game that's been dead for 10 years? Just listen to us talk about it. Um, they didn't have set spray patterns, so whenever you pulled the trigger once and it landed here, the next time it could land here or here or here or here. Absolutely could just go anywhere. Dog shit. Like they didn't have the understandings of the base of the pen and paper game, and they didn't have the fucking base understandings of what people want from first person shooters. So what you did was make some disgusting homunculus of the two of them like smushed together. Like, why am I alive? Like, you know what I'm saying? Kind
Yeah,
of ghost thing.
yeah,
Um, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So, anyways,
I will say this though, I'm very glad to see that Shadowrun did go on to another game after that, which was more the traditional, like
the isometric one.
isometric one.
Yes,
That
that was I.
was very
Was
well
that Kickstarter?
received, and
Yeah, that
yes, it
was
was
Kickstarter.
kickstarted. It had
Yeah, I played it.
a two expansions, I believe.
Hmm. Yeah, I
So
played
yeah,
it. It was
it
good.
was very well done, very well received. I started a playthrough of it, but never really finished it. So I
Mhm.
think I'm gonna have to go back and do that again
Nice.
because
Yeah,
I love that game.
I love fucking Shadowrun. I love
Yeah.
that universe. I think
Mhm.
that universe is fucking top.
Yes.
Um, real fun, real unique. Yeah, because I love cyberpunk, and I don't think that cyberpunk has ever really been done well in
Yeah.
the video game format. Like,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. After you.
Alrighty. Uh, Battlefield 2042.
Oh god.
How can you tell it's a bad one just by the way I said the
Because I,
Battlefield?
I
What?
because
Yeah.
I
Saw the
because I
same article.
literally have no.
Oh.
I've been just listening to the community. Ooh, man, those
Hmm.
people are none too pleased.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's for certain. Um. So yeah, I mean, technically, still in beta. So we'll kind of give it that whole okay. It's not 100% polished yet.
It's
But
only got a couple of days, man.
yeah, I
That
know.
thing is that is what it is.
I know. Um, but apparently Xbox Series X uh players have been reporting sitting here saying that yeah, I can sit here and play for anywhere from a couple of minutes to about an hour and then it just crashes out. And it's like, wait. So effectively by the time you start it up, you have to set like an egg timer and be like, okay, I've got I've got at
Like
most
an
an
old
hour.
shotgun.
Yeah.
That means that something in the like RAM basically isn't being cleared. Like
Yeah.
there's some cache that's basically just not being cleared.
Yeah. Garbage collection
Uh,
of it, memory leak, something like that. Yeah.
yeah, something like that. That's exactly what that is. And by the way, those are hard to track down.
Oh god, yeah.
You and I have both worked in QA for quite a few years.
Mhm.
Yeah, that those are hard to track down. And even when you do, if it's a memory leak, and even if you get the call stacks like 80 to 90% of the time don't even fucking help.
Yep.
You have to have it done on a dev's machine, and it literally can give everything up until that point. But the way that most test kits and dev kits, if it's not plugged directly into a PC, you miss so many steps by that, like because you don't know where the leak started,
Yep.
because it can only hold so much data up until that point.
Yep.
Yeah, I've been watching because I'm a Rainbow Six guy. We're like hemorrhaging people. Actually, yeah, I'm just leave there. We're like hemorrhaging people, and a bunch of creators now are like going to new games. Um, I can tell because I'm watching their YouTube channels, and it's like now I'm not playing Rainbow. Here's a video on this. Here's a video on this. Here's a video on this. Um, a bunch of people are going to Battlefield, and woo, that is a kind of a buggy mess.
Yeah, yeah.
Kind of a buggy mess. Looks nice.
It's about
cool.
all it's
Like,
got. Yeah, yeah, looks nice.
I'm cool with the new system. I like the idea of being able to change my attachments on the fly and shit. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Um, the wind. Have you seen the like the weather effects
No,
on the map? Like,
no.
there's like fucking like literal tornadoes
Tornadoes.
and shit. Yeah, and there's like a one that does a big sandstorm. So there's cool shit. Like, don't get me wrong, Aaron, my buddy, he's been having fun with it, but he's a Battlefield guy. Um,
Okay.
I, I just personally, and like from judging from everyone else's reactions, that, and I think it right now is standing at like a point 0.2 on Metacritic with like over 3,000 reviews. Check it out. Google it real quick.
Oh, good lord! What in
Just
the
Google it.
hell?
Yeah, it's not fucking good. They are getting rolled like in the user reviews. Um,
What the user score 2.5?
2.5 user score. Yikes. So Battlefield not looking good this year.
No,
Uh,
no.
I mean, uh, again, being a guy who works on a title like that that takes, a year of killing yourself to do it, it's got to suck for those guys, but is what it is, bro. Like, if the people are like, ugh, like, you know,
Yep.
what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Oh wait, you're EA. Buy some user reviews.
True. True.
Burn. You used to fucking hire me. Burn. Yeah.
Um.
Uh, good.
That's actually all I've got for stories.
Yeah, that's all I've got for stories too. This was actually a pretty fun one,
Yeah. Yeah.
honestly. This was mostly all good stuff, so I'm happy about it. I'm excited. We're getting close to Elden Ring. Just real quick, you did watch that gameplay
Yes.
trailer,
Oh yeah.
dude? That game looks fun as fuck. If anybody out there hasn't seen the Elden Ring gameplay trailer and you like Dark Souls, or even think you might even have a passing interest, um, I highly suggest check it out because it
Mhm.
really, I'm, I was already excited, but watching that 15 minutes, I was like, fucking let's go.
Es-
Um,
Especially considering how, like in Dark Souls and Bloodborne in the past, yes, you can spec out your character how you want and go through the game, but you're still kind of confined to play the game this way. Elden Ring, it opens that up so much more.
yeah, like magic is like 100% viable in this,
Yeah.
and probably you're going to be using magic on all your builds,
Well,
like
not only that,
to some degree.
yeah. But not only that, but also things like, oh, hey, we've learned that there's a artifact cache or something, or like something valuable over in this wagon over here that's heavily guarded. So part of the trailer video that they showed was, okay, well, we can either go in the front, like arrows blazing and sorted up and like that, but we didn't build our character that way. We kind of went all the stealth, sneaky, stabby kind of stuff. So we're just gonna quietly sneak around back and shave.
Yeah, I think that there's going to be a lot of really cool content coming out around that, and
Hmm.
probably a lot of really cool content dudes on YouTube and streams and stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I know that personally, I'm buying that game. I'm streaming that game. Like,
Hmm.
I'm very excited to hang out, watch that game, play that game, because it really does look like the heart of what the Souls games have been, with this more modern, Skyrim slash, Zelda esque, kind of mushed all together.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to see what happens. And the most exciting thing of all of those games is just like the Elder Scrolls series, that first couple of weeks when nobody knows fucking anything and we're all just talking to each other like, okay, I think this does this. All right, well, I think this does this. Like, that is such a fun experience. So
Oh
I'm
god. Yeah.
really, really excited about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I would say I am definitely buying it and playing it as well. I'm just curious as to system requirements at the.
Specs. Yeah,
Yeah, specifically the minimum specs, because
sure.
again, being that I'm on a 6-year-old computer, it's getting to the point for my computer where it's like, okay, this might not be able to play it, kind of a thing.
Hey man, tell your husband for fucking Christmas, I want one of these, be it a processor, be it a fucking new motherboard, whatever it may be, and
Yeah,
then
I
just
know.
start parting it together. Just
Oh, I
start
know.
parting it together.
I know.
You
I
got
know.
until February, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And frankly, since they pushed it back to February, if they wanted another 2 months, if they were like, hey, still, because dude, everything that's open world is always so much more of a nightmare to play test and to fucking like find issues with. If they said, hey, it's not going to come out until April, I'd be like, cool, whatever you got to do, like just give us a good experience.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Um, so yeah, all right. So go say goodbye to people, and then I'll say goodbye to you.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Bye, chat.
Yep, and bye, Alex's chat. Hope you guys enjoyed the show.
All right, friendos. Well,
But that is it for tonight, guys. I hope you enjoyed the show tonight. I know I wasn't very interactive with you guys tonight, so I do apologize about that. I was reading chat though, so don't worry. I did see everything you guys mentioned. It just at the time you guys brought up whatever point you were making or anything like that. We had either already moved on to the next point of conversation, or it wasn't directly able to be tied in to the conversation at that point in time. So what you said was not missed. It just sometimes I can't bring everything in when possible, but I was able to see it all. Other than that, that'll be it. Like I said, that'll be it for tonight. Tomorrow we'll be doing some either Destiny 2 or Final Fantasy 14. Thursday I'm off. Friday is speed running. Saturday will be we'll be wrapping up Styx. Actually, we will finish that, and then from there, we'll be starting something new on Saturday for the long play game. At the moment, it's either looking like Doom Eternal or Surge 2. Probably one of those. Or maybe Death's Gambit. I don't know. So we'll definitely be checking some stuff out as far as figuring out what to play. I'm kind of just looking down my library at the moment. But yeah, just killed a freak. Nice, congrats there, Krytos. Glad you're also liking the Dragoon. Just got to be mindful of those animation locks that you wind up getting as far as in relation to your jump abilities. So be careful of that. I'm assuming you killed a Freet on story difficulty, the 4-man, not 8-man. But I will catch you guys later. Till tomorrow. Bye!